All right, much appreciated, Coach, as we welcome all of you to our exclusive coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. We thought the old place was loud. Somehow this place got even louder a short time ago as the Falcons were introduced to this sellout crowd. We're set to go as the Falcons get ready to match up with Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints. The dangerous Hill now to return. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And the former Heisman winner, this is Mark Ingram. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Robert Alford. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. And the defense could not have written a much better script than that first drive, pick 6.
The offense never got a chance to really get oiled up there, did they? But the defense, they certainly got in gear. What a big-time play and a great way for them to start.
And now the offense, they've got to turn things around and figure this out because your backs are on the ground real quickly.
Yeah, usually when you're starting the game getting the ball, 0-0 is the only score you're worried about. Now the second time you get it, you're already down a touchdown.
The return man is Hill. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Now, earlier, Charles, we were talking about Drew Brees and all he has accomplished so far this season with the records that he's broken. But let's take a look at New Orleans as a whole. 5-game win streak. Remember that surprising Week 1 loss? All of a sudden, they're 5-1.
Man, you talk about that Week 1 loss to Tampa Bay, which was an early darling, and they fell off the pace before winning this past weekend. But you're exactly right about it. 5-game winning streak, that's wonderful. But they did have their struggles. Cleveland, wasn't easy to win that one. This week, beneficiaries of a missed point after touchdown. So they've had to do it the hard way, and it doesn't get easier. They're at Minnesota next week. Then they're home against the best team in the league, the Los Angeles Rams. They win these, they've earned them.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
Ready? 36.
On first down, Brees. And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, New Orleans. A big play there. 60 yards. And the Saints are within an extra point of tying this thing up. Well, go ahead and strap in, partner. Less than 2 minutes in, had the score on the one side. A quick answer, though, to get the equalizer.
Sometimes you get that sense of urgency that ratchets up, right? When you give up an early touchdown like that, you just know you're like, okay, how do we go back and equalize things? Can we get it done fast? And they absolutely did. Essentially, we're back to even, aren't we?
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. Ryan will bring the Falcons up now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They begin the drive with Coleman, and he'll get this one up to the 26. Demario Davis there on the stop.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Ready. Blue 80. Hey, gun.
Now Ryan on second down. Now a leaping catch. He's got it. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. That time they hit him out of the slot on the drag.
And that route takes some fortitude from the guy running it because he knows he's going through the briar patch, as I like to call it, right? He's trying to work his way through all that traffic and people wanting to put a little contact on him. Really well done.
Here's Ryan to throw. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. His first catch, good for 9 and a first down.
Gun. Hey, Tuesday.
They'll throw on first down with Ryan. Sanu with a grab over the middle. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Hey, gun. Gun. Hey, right ass. Hey, defense, let's go.
Again, Ryan. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Cameron Jordan in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10.
Wait. 11.
On third down, Ryan. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off by Von Bell. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line.
This interception will go on the record of the quarterback, but as a receiver, you've got to understand where you are in the field. Middle portion, you know it's going to come in hot. Square your body to the quarterback and be ready to make the catch.
This is Ingram on first and 10. And he's over midfield and into Falcon territory. Grady Jarrett with the tackle.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. A very solid gain of 27.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Saints football to begin quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a first down. Shotgun now for Breeze. And this one is incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
So after the incompletion on first, now second and 10.
Ready. You waiting?
Working from the gun, it's Breeze. And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete. The target that time, Michael Thomas, and it's third down.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this third and long play as we'll get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Again, it's Breeze. Escaping the... And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Vic Beasley in there to get him for a loss of 9, and that'll lead to 4th down. Now Will Lutz, who went to college a stone's throw from here at Georgia State, comes on for the field goal attempt. From the right hash, this from 45 yards away. And that is no good. And this game will remain tied here in quarter number 2.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
Ryan and the Falcons now come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line.
Blue 80! Blue 80! 21! Hey! Here we go!
They'll start out on the ground with Coleman. Oh, nice spin.
Oh, that brought back bad memories.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That one 28 yards on the ground.
That outside handoff to the left, that play has to warm the heart of an offensive line coach because they controlled the left side where they were supposed to. But they didn't allow anything to leak from the backside on the right side of the offensive line either. Well played.
Yeah, and it created a big run. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
21! There we go!
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Gun!
On 2nd down, Ryan. Left side completion to Jones. First catch so far for Julio. He's got a 1st down.
I know that's their first connection in this game, but you and I both know that Julio Jones is without a doubt his quarterback's favorite target.
Oh, yeah, Matt Ryan loves this guy. And who wouldn't?
Yeah, and the reason that he's that is because of his dependability. And quarterbacks have to have that from their receivers, meaning they know where they're going to be when they're running certain routes. They don't break them on them. They don't change them up and do their own freelance stuff and put their quarterbacks in bad situations. Matt Ryan has ultimate trust in Julio Jones.
39. There we go.
Here's Coleman. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Not much happening there on 1st down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
Tuesday.
On second down, here's Ryan. On the screen, this is Coleman. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. To play in a tightly contested first half. We're back to Atlanta right after this timeout. A first chance in the red zone for the Falcons now. They have a 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line. This is Coleman. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Clock running, and the Falcons moving with a sense of urgency. Coleman now. And this carry, despite the good move, will be stopped short of the 10. Back-to-back 1-yard runs here, so that leaves them with a 3rd down and 8.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
On 3rd down, Ryan. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Eli Apple. Accelerating, and off he goes. The 30, the 20. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. 3rd down, passing down. They throw the extra defensive back in there for a nickel package, and it worked out.
Yeah, and it's not anything that you would think is just great strategy. It's just that when you have 5 defensive backs on the field on an obvious passing down, it's a lot tougher to complete a pass. And on that play, they completed it just to the wrong team, and it cost them 6 points.
Lutz good on the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This will be taken very short. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing.
And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll be down deep into New Orleans territory. A big play there just before halftime. 56 yards. This looks like a free play for Ryan. Flush to his right. And they drop him for a loss, but penalty markers are on the field. Let's see about the call. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call. Mark off the 5 and keep it moving.
Following the penalty, it's 1st and 5, and you got to think offensively, all kinds of options.
39.
Coleman. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. To throw on second down. Ryan. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left. In need of a conversion on third down. They had a big play to start the drive. Not much sense. From the shotgun, Ryan. And he's got his star receiver. It's Jones for the Falcon touchdown. Julio Jones in the final seconds of the first half. And the Falcons are an extra point away from tying the football game. Tavecchio good on the extra point. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. New Orleans coming back out onto the field here, Charles, but let's discuss Drew Brees. We, of course, talked about him in great length last week when he became the league's all-time leading passer. Well, this last week, he connected on career touchdown pass number 500 in that one-point victory against Baltimore.
Yeah, he's now beaten all 32 teams in the NFL. Only Brett Favre had done that prior to. And how about this? I saw the president of the Pro Football Hall of Fame on Sunday, and he was there for a different reason. But I said, hey, with Drew Brees breaking all these records, is there enough space that you can get all this stuff in for him? He just said he keeps breaking them, we'll build him his own wing.
And his Purdue Boilermakers beat Ohio State. He was pumped after that. Good weekend for Drew Brees. So thanks to the late touchdown, it's a tie ball game here heading to break. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And here now come the Falcons. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You've got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
Ryan will bring the Falcons up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. And the drive starts with a handoff to Coleman. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
While that play was unsuccessful to start the second half, I'm not sure that you just totally abandon what you do running the football. Maybe you make some adjustments in your run game and do things a little bit differently, but that doesn't necessarily mean you just go to the pass and do nothing else.
Looking to throw on second down. Ryan. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
So what's the word I'm looking for here about how this drive just started?
Disjointed?
I'll go with that one. I mean, think about it. First down, took a bad loss on a running play. Take the sack on second down. Now they got to come up with something big here on third.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Take it at the 37. Powering his way forward. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. Their defense did its job, yielded no points. Now it's the offense's turn.
And how much fun is that when you set things up to start a half and you just tell you guys, hey, if you can shut them down, get it back for our offense, we can roll. and they played out perfectly. Now, can the offense do what they wanted to do at the half, which is find those weaknesses and now attack them and score some points.
And break this tie. They'll try to get the ground game going with Ingram. And down to the 36-yard line here. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Breeze to throw on 2nd down. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
Hey, kill!
Breeze now on first down. Letting one go deep. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone. He was trying to hit Thomas that time, and that'll bring up 2nd down. 2nd and 10 now from the 27. Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Breeze. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Robert Alford. He's at the 40. Past the 20. 10. And he will score. Touchdown. Athleticism. Spots like that prove us right.
I love the way that you spotlighted the athleticism because you and I both know the best athletes on the field, they play on defense.
I don't know. I was a kicker. You got to remember that now.
Come on. Come on.
Fine. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. The dangerous Hill now to return. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And last time, decent field position through the pick 6. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football.
There goes Mark Ingram. The 40, 20, 10. Touchdown, New Orleans. Mark Ingram, 73 yards. And the Saints are within an extra point of tying this thing up. Well called, well blocked, and then he just made a great play. That was an athlete going a long way.
Yeah, how about the suddenness, too, of just getting there and taking off and going? For the defensive guys, plays like that really hurt.
Lutz with the extra point, and we are tied at 21. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So out come the Falcons now. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Here's Coleman on the toss. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Coleman. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
On first down, Ryan. And it's hauled in by Austin Hooper. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will.
22! Hey, let's go.
Now Ryan on first down. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to let this go deep, back over the middle. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Hey. 4 down. Back. 22!
Now they'll run it on the toss. Tackle is made by Cameron Jordan.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. On 3rd down. That's Coleman. And they'll stop him right on the midfield stripe. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down.
Partner, when you're not able to run the ball successfully, it really messes everything up for an offense because no longer are you setting the tone and dictating the game. If you do want to throw the ball, play action's kind of gone out the window because they don't respect the run. And last but not least, you don't get to dictate it all when you want to throw the football. And that really hurts you as an offense.
Tie game, 4th quarter, and they're going for this thing on 4th down.
Hey, Tuesday. Gun. Right. 51 to fight, boy. 51. Hold this. 11.
They'll try and throw for it with Ryan. Over the middle, that's caught by Ridley. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. A gutsy call. Turns out to be a good one, though. First down on a pickup of 11. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Throwing now, Ryan on first down. Here's Sanu on the catch. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 23 yards on the play. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
12. Hey, gun. 51. Right. 21.
To throw on 2nd down. Ryan throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down.
Gun. Got it. At 25. 11.
Out of the gun, it's Ryan. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now, since it's fourth down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. So here we go. The offense is going to stay out there. They're going for it on 4th and 8. From the gun, it's Ryan. And that is incomplete. Dan Quinn's guys unable to come through there on 4th down. And the Saints will have the football back. So they pass on the chance to kick the go-ahead field goal, and that may be one they're going to regret big time.
And I think the head coach is going to have some splaining to do, right? Because in this situation, you kick the field goal to give yourself that chance at victory. By going for it, maybe you're saying you don't trust your field goal kicker, or maybe he knows something we don't. Maybe the kicker's hurt. So there'll be a lot of questions in the post-game press conference.
Makes the rest of this fourth quarter and the rest of this game very interesting. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Time for a break. We'll come back and see how it all shakes out after this. They run it again with Kamara. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that.
And that run was memorable for only one reason. There was absolutely no place to run with the football. No gaps, no creases, no gain.
21.
Breeze to throw. Trying to lay one up deep and almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is it just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. They're on the outskirts of field goal range here in a tie game with a little time. So how do you handle this? What do you do here, Charles?
Everybody wants to pick up as much yardage as possible. But the weird part is for field goal kickers, being in really close sometimes puts more pressure on them because it's much more of a position kick as opposed to just going ahead and letting it out and letting it thump. A lot of guys like a little bit of distance because you know they can handle it, and it's a more natural swing of the leg.
So maybe getting inside the 20, not that big of a deal.
Not that huge of a deal. Sometimes that messes you up with the angles depending on which hash mark you're kicking from.
Check 26. Back 25. 12. 11. Hey, Tuesday. Gun. 11.
Throwing now is Ryan. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Marshawn Lattimore right there on the coverage. He was draped all over it. He has had a great game defensively. He's been east-west, north-south, everywhere.
Yeah, and I love how you described that because to be a great defender, you have to be able to move up and back, sideline to sideline, and he's been fantastic. Reminds me of a young Charles Davis when he was playing Madden.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, wow. I thought you were going to go on the field, but okay, I see you. Ryan to throw. Flushed out right. Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side of the field. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Williams. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield that gets intercepted.
They'll run with Ingram here to begin the drive. And nice yardage right off the bat here as he's up to about the 24-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
And this is going to be intercepted. It's Desmond Trufant, and his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas. So how about that for a momentum switch?
We're in the 4th quarter, and it's a tie game. You've got to take care of the football here. Now their opportunity to take the lead right out the window, and everything is flipped in the other direction.
22! 39. Let's go!
Now they'll run it on the toss. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Yeah, the Saints signal for another timeout, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game.
Stu Eddie! Stu Eddie! South! On!
They will run again with Coleman. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Here's Ryan. He's got Sanu. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Mohamed Sanu in the final minute. And the Falcons turn that interception into a touchdown.
I don't know how many more of these my heart can take, my man. I just don't know. Another big touchdown. Late in the game, they look like they're in control, but still, there's a chance. Block the extra point, go down and score, kick the extra point themselves. They can pull this one out.
Yeah, but also on the sideline that just took the lead, you got to get your defense ready and the special teams unit for the kickoff coming up.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Got to pull everyone together and make sure they're still focused and aren't already celebrating a win.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans. One possession game. Time very much a factor. How does the offense handle this situation?
Well, in a lot of cases, they should be somewhat relaxed. And I know that's counterintuitive because this is a pressure situation. But this is Friday practice every week of the season. You go over this situation, having to go downfield, limited timeouts, got to get out of bounds and keep the drive going and set yourself up. Defensively, you can't just lay back and let them do whatever they want. So it is a cat-and-mouse deal here. How much pressure will the defense bring, and how much pressure can the offense handle?
We're going to find out. Now, a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. And he can't corral it. That would have wrapped it up if he'd been able to hold on. Instead, it brings up 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. He's back to throw. And it's knocked away and incomplete. This defense looking impenetrable now. 3 straight incompletions. They're giving him nowhere to go with the football. Maybe a little frustrated back there.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. When you've missed on 3 straight, there's going to be some frustration. But now he's got to make sure that that frustration is temporary, not lingering. Big throw coming up.
Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down.
21. Got it! 12.
Now Breeze got to have this one. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that'll be in. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to one of our favorite spots, venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. This was the scene a moment ago as the Bears emerged from their tunnel. Ready for football are they, and ready for football are we, as the Bears get set to match up with Matt Ryan and the Atlanta Falcons. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
Get up! Gun. Ready!
They'll throw on first down with Ryan. And his first look is incomplete.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against the zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. Second and 10 now. Ryan escaping the pressure right. He completes it to Julio Jones. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Ryan to Jones, the Falcon connection there for a first.
Gun! Wait! Hey, wait! On! Let him go!
On first and 10, it's Ryan. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Leonard Floyd in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8.
Hey, express! Gun! 21! Ready, set!
On second down, Ryan. The left side completion to Jones. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one goes for 24 yards. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Drops it off for Coleman. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
12!
Operating from the gun, Ryan. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th.
Hey, wait. Space. Hey, gun. Ready, go.
From the gun, Ryan. This one complete to Mohamed Sanu. And he's taken down inside the 30. A 4th down, no problem. 19 yards that time, but now it's 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. Down to about the 22 here. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
Now Ryan on 2nd down. It's caught over the middle. Hooper. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. First time they've hooked up here. Good for 17 and a first down.
His passing's been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate, gotten the ball downfield, gained nice chunks of yardage. But now, in this situation, the field is really condensed, partner. So if he's going to throw the football, it has to be pinpoint here.
I was going to ask you about that. Field shrinks, has to be sharper, but it's been a good opening drive so far.
Now they just want to see if they can cap it off with the bell ringer and put it in the end zone.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
So the myth has been shattered. Every cornerback in the league is not just a cover corner. Some of them will stick their nose in there and make plays exactly as we just saw there. A big loss suffered by the offense after that nice tackle.
Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, but now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory? Might he go for it?
This Bears defense trying to hold on. This is 3rd and goal. From the shotgun, Ryan. And too much on that one. It's out of the back of the end zone, incomplete.
Chances are good he's going to be a very busy guy. 2 catches already in this opening drive, and they were looking his way for a 3rd.
I think they put this defense on notice that could be a really, really frequent combination. The kick by Tavecchio is good, and the Falcons are out to a 3-0 advantage. So they get the field goal, but that was a 14-play drive to get 3.
You sound like you're going negative on me.
I was.
Sounds like you're thinking the 3 is just not that good.
And people say that we're negative sometimes. So.
Well, here's the deal. Again, the 3 is good. Obviously, you would think on a 14-play drive you're going to get 6 out of it. But that type of a drive can pay dividends later on because you might wear the defense down.
Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. From the shotgun is Trubisky. Flush to his right. He goes full extension, and he's got it. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
Well, partner, when you ask anyone other than your QB to throw the ball, you must have a lot of confidence, or you think you're really going to fake them out, and it looks like they did exactly that.
Yeah, going deep in the playbook, and a great grab on the other end.
Lock in.
Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis back with you as it's Bears football here to begin quarter number 2, and they've got it here with a 1st down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Looking to throw, Trubisky on 1st down. He's going to dump that off to his running back, Cohen. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. That one goes for 24 yards.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time. Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Here's Trubisky, eluding the pressure right. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. A first trip to the red zone for the Bears. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 17. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. He'll leave it for Cohen, complete. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time, and a 1st down. Well, they're piecing together a nice drive to start this one. Seems pretty scripted and pretty successful so far.
And I think they did it without our help. Because you remember when we sat in the production meeting with them to talk about this, and hey, you know, how you guys didn't come out of the gate? I know I offered my help with a few plays, and they didn't seem to want it.
I didn't offer mine.
You know, you were the smart one. Whatever they're doing, though, it's working really well.
Only a yard on the completion. It's 2nd and goal. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. Two minutes to play here in the first half. We're back to Soldier Field following this short break. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal. They'll give it to him up the middle. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Not only was that a terrific play, but that loss of yardage they created this close to their own goal line, that gives them a little breathing room now as they move them back.
And they're breathing fire a little bit right now, aren't they? A
lot of confidence being shown by them at this point of the game.
Sliding out of the pocket. And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. They're able to hold him to 3 there, and that leads to a 4th and goal. And he's had great protection back there to throw, really been able to survey from the pocket.
That means the jersey stays clean, so the dry cleaning bill, that's reduced. It also means the trainer doesn't have to deal with him because he's not getting hit. Also means that he's able to find targets downfield at his leisure. That allows him to be really accurate.
4th down. Here's Trubisky. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Deion Sims, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Bears are in for 6. Big 4th down conversion for the score, and the defense, that is a tough pill to swallow.
Big time for them. How about them just deciding to go for it on 4th down? And, okay, forget the field goal, because that looked like an easy 3 points. Yeah, you might have had a defensive breakdown in there, but they pressed the issue and found a way to get it into the end zone. Give them big credit for that.
Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point.
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
Here's Ryan. Buying time to his left. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down. Clock running, and the Falcons moving with a sense of urgency. Boy, C.D. Mack, just from day one, he's looked so good in a Bears uniform, literally and figuratively. And some Raiders fans watching this saying, oh, I wish we had him on our team.
Yeah, just about every Raiders fan saying he looked a lot better in silver and black. Why don't we still have him? But in Chicago, immediately comfortable, fit right into their defensive scheme. They said, go get the passer, and that's exactly what he's done. Leonard Floyd, another first-round pick coming from the other side. He has really helped Chicago get off to a great start, and they love how he disrupts teams' offenses.
11. Ready. Back 25. Gun. 11. Gun.
Throwing now, Ryan on 1st down. Flushed out right. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. On first down, Ryan. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Now before the second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. And his throw here is incomplete. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Ryan. Escaping the pressure right. Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side of the field. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. Looks like Ryan's going to stay out there. Indeed, they're going to try for this on 4th down. They'll try and throw for it with Ryan. Flush to his right. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now. Dan Quinn's guys unable to come through there on 4th down. And the Bears will get the football back. Chicago Bear football again here, and this is a team that is now at 3-3. 2 straight losses, Charles. Last one, very close one. Very dramatic finish with the New England Patriots 38-31. And we'll see where they go from here.
Yeah, they showed that they can compete with the best in the NFL by taking the Patriots to the limit. How about that Hail Mary at the end? Fell 1 yard short, almost got there. But they'll kick themselves about the loss last week against Miami. That was a chance to capitalize. Plus, Khalil Mack, who's been so dramatic for them on defense, had a bad ankle and couldn't rush the passer with his normal abandon. So the defense, not quite as good as it has been earlier this season.
Yeah, because the first 4 games they allowed 65 points total. Last 2 in those losses, 69. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. So we come upon halftime here at Soldier Field with the Bears out in front. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Cunningham now to return. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this 3rd quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the 3rd quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. Now Cohen. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Gotta go.
Again, it's Cohen. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
Let's go. Blue. 180. Red up.
Now they'll throw it with Trubisky, eluding the pressure right. Oh, he stays up. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
That's something we have not seen him do to this point, and that's take the ball, tuck it, and run.
Exactly right. His first carry of the game. I guess he picked a good time to do it.
He certainly did. Not only did he have the element of surprise, he's making sure he's judicious in taking off.
Now Trubisky on first down. Dancing to his left. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down. Defensively, celebration time because they finally forced an incompletion. He was perfect throwing the ball to that point.
Yeah, but from his viewpoint, they didn't force the incompletion. He just missed. That's how hot he is right now, and that's how he wants to continue to throw the ball.
Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Tack McKinley in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8.
We are seeing two really confident defenses imposing their will on these offenses in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, going toe for toe. Just curious if one of these offenses can wake up a little bit.
Is there any way they can find something that can pop, something big to knock them back on their heels?
He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. They give him 27 yards on the 3rd down conversion. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense is getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. On 2nd down, here's Trubisky. Flushed out right. He can't get him down. Now Trubisky lost the football. And the Falcons say they have it, they do.
All I know, partners, that with every play call that came in, there was a little discussion about, hey, we can seal this bad boy. We can really put ourselves in a great spot to take total control. And yet they find a way to cough it up.
Yeah, the 2-score game opportunity eludes them, and now a chance for the other side to come back here.
Yeah, that means defense has to go out there and make some plays themselves. So we call sudden change. Let's see if the defense is mentally ready to take care of it.
Following the fumble recovery, it's Ryan being chased out left. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. 2nd and 10. It's Ryan again. Complete over the middle to Hardy. And they work this out past the 25. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
11. Hey, Tuesday.
Now Ryan on 1st down. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Back now at Soldier Field. It's the Falcons. They'll have the football, but trailing on the scoreboard as we get set to begin the 4th.
Hey, let's go.
Ryan now 9 of 16 through the air as he's got it 1st and 10. Again, Ryan. Over the middle, complete. That's Hardy. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 23 yards on the play.
Hey, wait. 54, south. 21.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And a good run as he manages 7 yards down to the 17.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a 1st down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. On 2nd down, here's Ryan. Going underneath, it's Coleman. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Tevin Coleman from 17 yards out. And the Falcons have taken the lead here in the 4th. Extra point up and good by Tavecchio. And the lead is now 10-7. Here's Bosher to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive.
Hey, 18. Blue.
Now Trubisky to throw on 2nd. Forced out to his left. And some room to roam now. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
On 3rd and 1, it's Trubisky. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's going to have the 1st down at about the 38. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. Well, they don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Blue.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
That's exactly what they were looking for. If they get another gain like that, they'll be right there in field goal range.
And the tension building.
Right, 18. Move. Hey, gotta go.
Right back to him on first down. And he's over midfield and into Falcon territory. Derek Shelby takes him down. They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point, you have to have a splash play in there as well.
18.
Back to throw. He'll buy some time right. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Derek Shelby in there to drop him as the clock continues to roll.
Brandon, that's just football 101. If you're out of the pocket, you've got to get rid of the football in this situation. You cannot take a sack in a 2-minute drill.
He'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he completes it to Cohen. A big play there for the Bears on third. 41 yards. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
Gotta go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the fourth.
Wow. I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but not. You got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
Parkey adds the extra point, and the lead is now 14-10. Here's Parkey now, set to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Here are the Falcons as their offense heads back onto the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Back to throw. It's hauled in by Hardy. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. And a nice gain at 21 yards. They'll look to throw. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. It was Bryce Callahan jarring the ball free defensively. Well, these corners, I'd say, they've done excellent work all game long.
They remind me of guys in the past who just said, hey, throw it out here 100 times. Nothing good is going to happen. And if you throw it in the wrong place, I'll take it the other way.
Getting it out left side to Sanu. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off,